Hey loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're going to go in with the Mehron Paradise Aq Body and Face palette. And I'm just going to go ahead and start by drawing a black straight line down the middle of my face. You're just going to go from your forehead down to your nose. So I did go ahead and trace these lines with the L'Oreal Nude Eyeliner Pencil, just to make sure that's where I wanted the lines, and then I just filled it in with the black. So you're just going to do the same thing to the other side, and I am using these really thin tip brushes. I'll have them linked down below, and you're also going to go straight down the middle of your Cupid's bow. It is okay if you guys mess up. You just need to take your makeup brush with a little bit of water on it and go ahead and clean up the lines. I am going to take my Kat Von D contour palette, and I'm just taking the two shades on this flat Morphe brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and create these brown lines right below and above this black. Just make sure you guys leave enough space in between your lines, because you do have to go back and fill it in with some white. So you're going to do the same thing to the other side, and I am taking my Morphe M410, and I'm just going back in with those two shades from the contour palette. And as you can tell on this side, I did leave enough space in between the black and the brown lines so I can add the white cream shade in between. Next, we're just going to go down the middle of our nose, doing the exact same thing, adding those two brown lines on both sides and down the Cupid's bow. So doing right here by the nose was very difficult for me just because I couldn't do my line straight, but that's okay. Halloween looks aren't supposed to be perfect. I'm just going to go ahead and take the white cream color from the palette, and I'm going to go ahead and add the white lines in between the black and the brown shade, and you can do that on the top and the bottom. So this side did come out a little bit better because I did have enough space, but I'm just taking that white cream shade from the palette and I'm doing the top and the bottom. I did go over the lines a few times just to make them a little bit thicker. Now we're just going to go down the center of our face and add the white lines on both sides. And I am going to go ahead and take this black shade right here from the Anastasia palette. You can use any black shade, and I'm taking it on my Morphe M431 brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and go over the brown lines just to define them, make them a little bit darker. Alright, now we're just going to go back in with the white, and we're going to go ahead and create those stitches. And I'm just going to go ahead and take the white cream, and I'm just making a straight line. And like I said, you can go over it a few times to make it a little bit thicker if you guys want to. So you're just going to rotate between straight and X's, and you're going to go all the way up your face. And I'm just going to take my other end of the brush. It has this little circle thing at the end. And I'm going to go ahead and mix the black and the brown and create my little circles at the end of my thread to make it look like it went through. And you're just going to do that all the way up. So I found it a lot easier, you guys, if you use a little bit of a thicker brush when doing your stitches. It just comes out a lot better. You don't have to go over it a few times like I did with the paintbrush. This brush I'm using came with the palette, and I recommend using that or a thicker brush when doing your stitches. It just comes out a lot better and it's easier. And I'm just rotating from the curved stitch to a straight or to a cross out X stitch. You're just going to do that all the way up again. Cover it with your circles, creating the effect that your thread went through the holes. Obviously, you guys are going to do the same thing down the center of your face, and then you can do your stitches however you want here. It doesn't really matter. You can do them straight, X's, however you want. I did start off with black, and then I did go ahead and go through with the white. The black looks a lot better, so I will go ahead and go over them in a few minutes, but I just feel like, an FYI you guys, I feel like if you do smaller stitches down the center of your face, it looks a lot better. I didn't want to start all over, so I just left mine, but I prefer you guys, if you guys recreate this look, to do smaller ones down the center of your face. So I'm just taking my pencil crease brush and I'm just going to go over the circles just to give it a defined look. Like a little shadow effect, and you're going to do that all over where you created your circles. So I'm just going to go over those white stitches with some black, and I did go ahead and switch over to my Kat Von D eyeliner, liquid eyeliner. Felt like the bristles on this was a little bit thicker, so it was easier to go over the white and give the black lines a little bit thicker look. I ended up not liking this bottom part of my nose, so I did take some off and I redid it. I really still didn't like them, but it is what it is. And I'm just taking my liquid lipstick from Rimmel London, and I'm just going to go ahead and put on some black lipstick. Alright, we're just going to add our heart. I did go ahead and trace mine with the L'Oreal Nude Eyeliner Pencil. And then we're just filling it in with the red shade from the Paradise Aq palette. So I just outlined the heart with some black and added some sewing stitches and a sewing pin. You could also add some cotton for some stuffing since you are a Stitch Voodoo doll. But that's it, you guys. Enjoy this Halloween tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.